So, ladies, what's up, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up, fellas? Do the bang head bounce. Do the bang head bounce. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Um, I know I've been gone for a minute in school and doing other things, whatnot, trying to trying to lose the weight. Haven't been trying hard enough yet. I'm just starting to get into prioritizing that. It's crazy. All you need is just different opportunities, and when you don't have those same opportunities, you have to create and make things happen on your own. And so it takes a little bit, just a little bit more discipline, a little bit more, execution of what you have in mind that you want to do. But really, it's all about discipline. You know, get up and do what you need to do. I will get there. But anyway, so hopefully, I can kind of get some things going here on this channel so that it's not just a waste. Because why not? Why not? Some people had some appreciation of the things I was sharing and things I was saying. I tried to, I got the camera, the mics, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you can hear me okay. And this is going to be short because, like I said, this is just a teaser for, what is the United States government, the NBA, LeBron James, Microsoft, Xbox, the gaming industry as a whole, Funko. What do all these things have in common? Because I think personally, especially right now, all of these things are so similar that it's a little bit I I guess I don't want to say concerning. I don't want to say, because there's a lot of ways you can take things, um, and ultimately, um, I think I'll just say that it is interesting. It is interesting how these things are similar. And just to, like, off the top of my head, LeBron James has been the tool or object that the machine, aka the NBA, has put a battery into and wanted to sell off as its new, kind of leader, cash cow, face of the NBA. And for the most part, people ran with it. They lost people when he left Cleveland, but they got him back as long as he, would win and compete. And just because, again, he's really a football player's body playing basketball, and um, whether he's on steroids or drugs or whatever, who can say? I personally believe I wouldn't be surprised that he is. Like, none of this stuff is foreign. I mean, you look at the MLB, you look at baseball, and Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa were the most home run hitting players, and all of them were tied to some type of, you know, um, drug support on some level. So is it so far fetched that somebody like LeBron, who has hardly been injured much, who literally has the NBA catered to his every whim, the whole NBA media is kind of controlled by him and his agent, and they're able to do that. And let's get real. The only reason he and his agent are able to do the things they do is because they're backed by the NBA. If they were not backed by the NBA, none of this stuff would be happening. So it's a game. It's just fake. um, and so how does that compare to everything else? Well, look at Microsoft. Look at Xbox. If you actually believe that Sarah Bond was the one behind Make Everything Xbox, or Everything Is an Xbox, if you really think that some black woman who has no gaming background was going to be the one that they used to bring in, come up under Phil Spencer to eventually take his place, which I never believed, to be honest, um, that they were going to allow her to do that. Even if they didn't bring in this AI chick, they still were going to have somebody else, in my opinion. But at the same time, as long as Microsoft Xbox, the Xbox division of Microsoft, was doing bad, then yeah, then I could see them putting a black woman in that position, because as long as it's bad, they can always use her as the scapegoat. When in reality, Xbox had been bad since day one. I'm sorry, you can say what you want, but this is the reality. If you go back and see, this is why the internet having receipts matters. If you go back to the first big, huge PR push of the first Xbox, they said, and I'm going to have to pull it up so I can get the actual quote, but I'm going to paraphrase. They said they were going to decimate Nintendo and Sony. And then people took it as like playful talk, big talk, like, oh, trying to, just fight talk, like how fighters talk about what they're going to do to their opponent type of thing. But no, if you know Microsoft's history as a monopolizing company and the things that the illegal things they've done to be in the position that they're in as a monopoly in just the PC space, personal computer space, home computing space, um, operating system space, you already know how Microsoft works and how they roll. And if you also saw the documentary of the fact that Microsoft and Bill Gates didn't even want Xbox, they wanted a Microsoft machine. They wanted everything that they're doing now and everything's getting pushed towards AI and all this other stuff. That's what they wanted from day one. They wanted to control everything and have you own nothing and have you just plug into a service to pay them like what they're doing with Word and Windows. It's no more you buy it and you own it or you have a license of it. No, it is you pay a subscription. Microsoft was the ones that pushed that. That's why Adobe jumped onto that. That's why Sony had to follow that. Microsoft pushed that, and because you have a monopolized company with the foothold that it has on the technology market and industry, of course everything they do is going to push everybody else to go that same direction, and it's nothing you can really do about it. So, because it's either you get in line or you get rolled over. Um, so again, you're talking about a fake narrative that a lot of Americans fell for with Xbox, and they believe that yeah, I want that. I want whatever's new, whatever's cool. They got The Rock, they got this. With how they rolled out the first Xbox, it was supposed to decimate Nintendo and Sony. Did it? No, it still came in third place. The first Xbox. So when they had the so-called success of the 360, people bought into that. But what happened? You had the red ring of death, the red ring of death. That all the money that they lost because of that literally put the loss of the first and now with the second in a position to, as Phil Spencer said, we can't afford, keyword afford, we cannot afford to lose this generation. And they lost that generation handedly with the TV thing, and then lost again after that. And everything since then has been a loss, which means for the whole 20-year span of Xbox, it's been nothing but losses. You can have the best experience you want in gaming on there, that's fine. But as a totality Xbox company as a whole, they have done nothing but loss since day one. Now, that's unfortunate for the many people who had positive and good intentions, who worked for Microsoft as a company and Xbox as a company. We've heard from them. They said, well, this is what they wanted, this is what they did, this is the experience they had, and all of it was good. And that's great. That's just like having a great experience in America. It doesn't change who America is. It doesn't change what America has done to people. So, get them, Mookie, get them. So anyway, so again, just like the NBA, there is a fake narrative pushing something that's not true. The NBA pushes LeBron to be better than Jordan, better than Kobe, and the best thing that ever played basketball, which is all a lie. There are, and like, and then you got people who hate, like Isaiah Thomas, want to say, like, LeBron has every stat imaginable, more stats, or every stat that Jordan doesn't have, LeBron has, or whatever type of thing, ignoring the facts that Michael Jordan is still the only NBA player in the world to have four things, and he did it four times. And that was Finals MVP, League MVP, League highest points, like the scoring title, and then like the All-Star Defensive Player or something like that. So those four things, he did it four times, and no other NBA player in the history of the game has done it since. Not LeBron, not even once. So again, the narrative that the NBA pushes is a fake narrative, and they use LeBron. The narrative that Xbox is and has done whatever it's done is a fake narrative pushed by Phil Spencer, and unfortunately also pushed by all the fake people, Colt Wood, and all these other fake people on YouTube. Why? Because they get paid, just like all the people on ESPN, all the people in the NBA media. Same thing. U.S. government, same thing. What did they do? They push Trump. And then they do, like, they tell all these lies and they push all these lies. And then you got a very uneducated base that believes whatever the industry and the media says. So you have a lying media pushing a fake and lying narrative, but you have a bunch of people, millions of people believing it. No different with the NBA, no different with Xbox, Microsoft, and gaming, the gaming industry, no different with the American government. Same thing with Funko. Funko doing bad things, making bad choices, bad decisions, ruining their company, not listening to the fan base. Same thing with Microsoft, same thing in the gaming industry, same thing with America, same thing with the NBA. Don't listen to the fan base, don't listen to the people who are telling you what really is real and true, and instead want to push their own narrative, want to push their own thing, want to do, the modern definition of capitalism and exist for the stockholders and not for the people who literally buy the products. So what ends up happening? Company goes. Now, does it still exist? Does it still make money? Yeah. People still work there? Yeah. But we all know that it's nothing like what it was, and it's definitely not the best it could be. Same thing for the NBA. Same thing for the American government. Same thing for the gaming industry. No different. They're all the same. And unfortunately, it's not going to get any better. So, again, I just wanted to tap in and say my piece in regard to that because of, all the stuff that's being talked about. People are worshiping Phil Spencer. People are now trying to use Sarah Bond as a scapegoat. And it's just a joke. It's just a joke. These people are just faces. Um, the people behind the scenes are the ones that really make things happen, and nothing happens without the people behind the scenes green lighting and approving it. Plain and simple. So anyway, hopefully you guys will rock with me going forward. I see that I've lost a few subscribers, which I can't complain because I haven't been on here doing anything. So I'm gonna be back. Try to make it a daily thing. I'll get all cleaned up and get better. Maybe when I'm doing my workout or my walks or something, I'll get on and talk. But peace until then. I'll be around. I will definitely be back.